from California,
Uh-huh.
and I was looking into California, but I didn't like. I don't like all the stuff that they have going on there, and I didn't really like their rates, honestly, too.
So
And
you're not in Pennsylvania?
I am. So I moved here November 2023. I
Uh-huh.
got licensed January 2024. I opened my first home March 2024,
Hmm.
and I just opened my sixth home this month.
Oh, girl, I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I'm super blessed. I'm on and I'm just I wanna move some business out there because I have family there. My
Oh,
mom is there. And I want to put down some roots there so I'm able to go back. And this is kind of starting to run itself. I don't want to open up any more homes here. I got here right before they closed residential here. I was the last one to get like through. And I got licensed on the day that my because you have 120 days here. I got
yeah.
licensed on my 120th day. So
Wow.
yeah, my story is crazy if ever I want to tell it. But so I just want to expand. I'm hungry. I'm still like I want to do more.
Why not
So that's why I was
Virginia?
looking in. Huh?
Why not Virginia?
I know nothing about Virginia. I don't know.
Girl,
Should I do Virginia? I'm
I
close.
would do Virginia before I did Nevada.
Really? Okay. Well, I can look into
And
Virginia.
you're
I haven't.
already in the IDD adult field, already, girl, check out Virginia.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna look into Virginia. That's easy. I'm like, I'm in Lancaster, PA, so
Mhm.
I'm literally an hour 45 out of Maryland, so
And
I
that's why
can
I was like, well, you in Pennsylvania, why you just don't, why you going
yeah.
all the way to Nevada?
Yeah, I was trying to get my mom something, but she's fine. She can move here if she really wants to do
Oh
something. So
my
that's
gosh. And if you already have a system down
mhm,
and you're in six houses in, do
mhm.
Virginia. You
To
could probably
Virginia.
That's what
throw
I
up
was going to
six
say. Because
houses quick.
yeah, because Virginia would be a very similar. A lot of states are taking because of like Medicaid issues, especially on the West Coast and different things. A lot of
Mhm,
states are taking like longer to get licensed. But like how you said,
mhm,
I moved in November, but I was licensed by by January. That would be
mhm.
very similar in Virginia. I believe the quickest house that we were able to get licensed was 47 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to ask about that. Do you guys have provide that service to help get licensed? Because of course I want to streamline the process if I can. Like I did this all on my own and I know, what it all consists of. And I'm okay with putting in the work, but I'd like to get it faster if that's possible too. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys offer that service.
I
Honestly, if not, I can figure it
okay.
out.
I was gonna say we used to do a premium package, but I stopped doing it.
hmm It's a lot of work, right?
It is. But I mean, this is the thing. You got me excited because look, because you young and you doing it. I love it. Look, um, I mean, it would come with a cost, but
I
I would
I
consider
know.
it. I would
Okay.
consider it for Virginia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
for a person who
Yeah.
got through it and now you've put up, multiple homes because I feel like that's the problem. The reason that what happened with Miss Myrrie or in her team, right, is that
Mhm.
we were helping like investors and people who had a bunch of money to throw at it, but maybe they didn't
Mhm.
have the experience or like how you said, they didn't understand, like how you just said, oh, it's a process, right? And they
Mhm.
wanted sort of thing because so,
Yeah.
and I think the final straw was we ended up opening up a house for somebody. They got their first client and then they were like, oh man, this client got behaviors. And then they said they want to be done. So it's like
Oh wow.
no amount of money, like we still put all that time and whatever in, and it's like
They
no amount of
closed
money
it.
is really worth it. Yeah, yeah, they did.
Oh, and they
They,
closed it?
yeah. After no, they had one client. It wasn't even for an hour, right? And he got
Yeah.
there, and then they were already calling me. They were
They
already
called
calling,
me and said,
yeah,
can you come pick him
come,
up? I
yeah.
said, he's not my client.
That's not even,
I
yeah.
was so mad. Like,
Oh
Mhm.
no.
hey,
So
like I
yes,
always tell people, they never came back and said, "Hey, we want our money back" or anything. But it's
Hmm.
a simple fact. Me and my team spent a lot of time
Hmm.
training their team, doing
Hmm.
everything.
Hmm.
yeah,
And
And
then for me
and so
too, and I know probably for you,
mhm.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no, you're fine.
It's
You're fine.
I come from a nursing background, so me moving out here, people thought like, oh, whoa, you're crazy because I had a good job in California. You know, I had, whatever I had.
Mhm.
So it's more than just I do I love the money is nice.
Mhm.
But I love helping people. I genuinely
Yeah,
love doing that.
yeah,
yeah.
My first client, it was an emergency placement. I had did the meet and greet, and then but they didn't have you have to have a consolidated waiver here. Sorry, it's like so in depth. You have to have a consolidated waiver. He didn't have it, but the mom, when she met us, she was like, "Oh, I want to sign with you guys. I want him to be in this group home." And then a week later, she passed away. And then he emergency got placed with us, and I love him, and it just it means a lot to me to help these individuals. So I would definitely not,
Mhm.
I wouldn't let that happen, but I could see how that could happen because
No,
it's
no, but yeah, and I was just saying that to say, like, I think that's what turned us off. But like, but for the right person, if you understand the process, if you know, hey, sometimes you have to wait on. Well, in Virginia, it's gonna be a lot easier. But I'm just saying, in general,
yeah.
you might have to wait on somebody. You might have to wait on um the Department of Health, or you gotta, you know what I'm saying, because you understand, right?
I
Like
know.
somebody
I
who
know the process.
understands, somebody who has group homes already,
Mhm.
somebody who has a system, you understand about hiring staff and all of these sort of things. Yeah, like for
Mhm.
the right person, I think that we at least I would be interested in the hold
Yeah.
your hand package. But we just was like,
Okay.
because after you make money, you realize all money ain't good
It is
money. And I was
not
just
good
like, you gotta
money.
stop that. You gotta stop
Trust
that.
me.
right.
I know, I know. No, I totally understand. But I would be, I mean, I know it costs and I'm for it because it is what it is. So if you guys are willing to do something like that, I would be totally interested. I'm fine with going to Virginia. I'm not set on, Arizona. The only reason I did Arizona, honestly, I do move a little too fast. As you can see, I'm kind of ambitious if I just open up my sixth home. So I did go and like get my LLC. I've already started like three different LLCs, one in Delaware, one in Arizona, and one in Nevada, just because I wanted to get the name, because just in case, maybe one day I'll
Right.
get to all these or
hmm
whatever. So I'm
Right.
not I'm not stuck there.
hmm
But I am very ambitious and
And the thing about Arizona is if you want to open up a different type of home that's available, just not
Mhm.
DDD.
what
Yeah.
So
what what are different type of homes? I only know IDD.
Yeah. Behavioral health. You could do a
yeah.
behavioral health home. It's
Because my cousin, she has a bachelor's degree in behavioral science, something, and she's not using it for anything, and she lives in Arizona. So that's one thing too. I was like, okay, I can have a behavioral specialist. Like my mind's already going with what I could do, because I kind of know the field a little bit. So there are behavioral homes.
hmm Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And what is that consist like? What is that like? Sorry, I'm just gonna write that
So
down.
an adult mental health home is going to be people who are, because DDD a lot. Well, I know it's IDD in Pennsylvania, but it's DDD in
Hmm.
Arizona. So I'm gonna say
Okay.
DDD.
Okay.
But a DDD would be more. A lots of times it's people who are gonna have like long term, right, or longer term because
Hmm.
they might
Hmm.
have like cerebral palsy or autism or different things like that. So mental health would be more
Hmm.
like people who have schizophrenia, bipolar. Maybe they just had a suicide attempt. They've been in the psychiatric hospital or they've been in detox or somewhere like that. And
Hmm.
now they just need a placement for, let's say, 6 months, 9 months, a year, so they can get
Hmm.
back stable on their medications, so they can
Hmm.
learn some independent living skills, so they can
Hmm.
be safe.
Okay.
those sort of things. And then so the purpose is to teach them skills so that
Hmm.
they can then transition on to a lower level of care and or go home.
Okay. Okay. So it's more short term, more
Mm-hmm.
skill building in a shorter time, sort of like
Yes.
respite-ish, like a respite kind of home, kind
Well,
of.
not like respite. Respite is like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so this isn't even 24 hours.
Like 9 months.
No. So the average would be like 9 months, but the
Uh-huh.
longest person I think that Miss Myrrie had was, is it 6 years?
Years.
Because they continue to meet criteria until they
Right.
decompensated enough to go to
To
long-term care.
go. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
is it 24-hour care or
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
So just okay. Okay. I mean, that's something to look into. I'm not, but no, I'd rather stick with kind of what I know. If I can get in Virginia and have my same setup that I have here, there.
Yeah, and I was gonna say we could probably do it quicker in Virginia than we could do it here in
For sure.
Yeah.
For
Let's
sure.
get quicker and stick to what I know, you know?
Mhm.
I'm down for that. So, I mean, this was yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I could always do you know what all kind of the requirements are for Virginia, or is that I know that's something I can probably look up too.
Well, there's 4 tiers, so you would
Okay.
need to know what tier you wanted to do.
Okay. Okay. I can look into that.
I would
Severe.
say for an experienced person like you, I wouldn't do tier one because you want
Mm-hmm.
to make a little bit more money than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what level you do, but
Mm-hmm.
but me personally, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't do tier four only because these are going to be the like,
High behaviors.
everybody's nonverbal, everybody, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you might have a bunch of 2-to-1s and 3-to-1s, and I don't know what you do. So I would
Yeah.
stick to maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, nonverbals is not a problem, but high behaviors. So out here it's levels. So there's level 1 through 5. And mines are usually 2 to 4. I
Mhm.
stay away from the 5. I do have a level 1, but it's very high functioning and it's just, I don't really,
Yeah. So I
yeah.
guess it would be
You
the
know?
same. So yeah, so then
Yeah.
you should,
Sort of tiers.
so then tier 2 or tier 3 would be right up your alley.
And then there's different qualifications for each tier type, you know?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just look at the qualifications and kind
Yeah,
of
and
get.
what we do a follow-up email after this. So
Mm-hmm.
anything we find on what you say you want, we send
Mm-hmm.
you anyway. So
Okay. Well, yeah, if you guys, want to get together and talk about it, I would be happy to, get your services if it's available. This was like very informative already. Like I'm good, I just kind of needed to the point in the right direction. If it
right.
was even possible, one, because I talked to someone and she was like, no. And so I got not discouraged, but I'm like, okay, let me find out from you because first of all, you really inspired me to do this. I just want to tell you, like, watched your YouTubes and your TikToks and your Instagram, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if she can do it, I can do it. Like,
Yeah.
and so yeah, so just first shout out to
My
you.
God, I'm about to cry because this is what I
No,
do it for. Like,
seriously, like, and I'm just watching you grow and it's very inspiring and you're black, like I'm black, I'm black too, and it's nice to see and you definitely inspired me, so I just wanted to tell you that.
Esther know me, I'm about to cry.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean I don't think any more questions. um Thank you so much.
No,
This
you're
is
welcome.
this was very informative. Like I can do my due diligence and look into all this, but I'm sticking with Virginia.